Basil Saunders, welcome
Yeah,
back. It's been
it's for one
one
year.
year since I had you on my show,
Yeah, which is good.
and yeah, which is well, I want to thank you because you were my very first guest on my show. Kicked
And
off
I
this
want
podcast 1 year in, 3,000 subscribers and growing. It's a big feat. Not where I wanted it to be, but at the same time, no, it's all about us giving back to the industry, and I want to commend all those who helped to bring me along this journey, and it's a never-ending journey, right? And at the same time, I want to commend all the hardworking mechanics out there who are keeping the wheels turning in this industry. And I want to remind a lot of people like what I do on this show is I don't stick to only dealerships and only cars. We work in the background, which is they call it fixed
which one?
operations at the dealership, right? In back in the days, our time, we used to call it after sales service. Okay, so parts and service is usually in the back burner because, especially in North America, the focus has always been on selling cars.
Selling car sales. Yes, you're correct.
Yes, exactly. And with the introduction of the trace facilities, parts, service, and sales, the emphasis is also on selling cars. And then that had shifted over the years to financing. It's all about financing and leasing and rentals and everything else that comes along with it because the focus, again, is always on car sales. But I want to emphasize that without parts and service, that customer will not return. Okay, and it's all about customer retention. But today's show is all about you, Basil, so I'm not going to elaborate too long on it because, you know one thing I try to emphasize on my show, and if you go to the YouTube channel, I have a lot of videos that I brought over from TikTok with a
Yeah,
series entitled,
I do
how
one
engineers keep mechanics miserable.
busy. I'm miserable, and the Germans, and I'm not blaming people. The Germans, to me, started it, and then the Americans followed. Because to work to do something simple on a Audi, you have to do you have to remove things. Audi, VW, Mercedes. To replace something simple, you have to actually remove 8 or 9 components to get to that thing. And what's
Yeah,
funny, the cost of that thing, what you're getting to, sometimes can actually run you 25 Canadian dollar.
yeah,
But labor will run you 160, 100, and you're 80.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yes, because the industry standards are set for a flat rate system, and it allows one of the thing about it was that it allows dealerships and workshops not to overcharge customers because of the length of the time it will take to do a job. However, based on what you just explained now, is that it take the process to do a simple service or remove or replace a simple part is a lot more tedious because of how the part was fitted during the manufacturing process. Okay, and a lot of people don't see that, but I'm glad that I have that series out there. Persons can go on and look at it and see exactly what a mechanic has to do in order to keep you safe on the road, in order to keep that wheels turning, in order to you to go about your everyday business. But three questions I wanted to ask you is one of the reasons why I brought you back to my show is because, well, I will start off with the first question is, what are the options for mechanics other than a dealership or garage? And I'm gonna tell you why I asked that question after you
Mhm.
giving me the answer.
Options are endless. You see, with your mechanical background, you can go in any field, basically, that's any hands on field, plumbing, electrical, construction, anything you can actually go in because you already have that your basic concept, meaning you already know tools, know sizes of your nuts and bolts and stuff like that. For example, me, I am now a airport personnel.
Mm.
Um, my title is airport slash airfield mechanic.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Which is the same thing as a aircraft engineer.
Yes. And it goes beyond, and people would believe that you can make the transition. For me, it was much easy because I already had all that basic knowledge.
Yeah. All the mechanical
It's like
experience and
walking
everything.
into
Yeah.
some things, and it's just that the concept, something floats now or something fly, but it is basically the same. It's internal combustion engine. It is the same. It's hydraulics, suspension. It is the same. It's just it does design different.
Yeah. Yeah. And believe it or not, for educational purposes, a lot of the aircraft are actually built by automobile manufacturers.
Yes. If you should go back in your history, and the great Germans again, the Germans started out and all and your stuff like that. I mean, all the concept, the internal combustion engine made all of that possible.
Yes.
And it was designed for road vehicles first before it graduated to your wings.
To the
Or
winds,
it
yeah. And to
float.
the skies, yeah.
Yes. To the sky and the water. It
And
started
yeah.
out rolling on wheels before it went flying
Yeah.
or even floating.
Yes, definitely. And like I said, let me go back to tell you the reasons why I asked that question is because, you know, I also had a video, a feature I did on a Toyota dealership where the general manager had, well, there is a shortage of mechanics going around, okay? And they
And
have been coming
let
up,
me explain to you why.
and the dealerships now have to come up with ingenious ways of getting mechanics into the system. And one of the things that Toyota dealership did, right, was to go into the high school and collaborated with the high school programmers and the Ministry of Education there in that region and said, look, we will train the young men or young women to come and learn automotive engineering and everything else, and then we will provide them with that job coming through the system because it is difficult to find a mechanic that is ready made for today.
Yes. I love that your approach. However, training them is one, and you're keeping them is your other.
Yeah.
To keep them, you have to set up incentive program, and you, the dealer, have to create specialists. Specialists, as in you, Chris, you are suspension. Paul is just straight transmission. When you create specialists, it will become that individual will actually own the work more than him being a general person. Today he's working on your brakes. Tomorrow he's on tires. Tomorrow he's the upholstery, removing seats from the vehicle, stuff like that. But you see, when you have specialists, you have experience as well. You know, the specialists don't leave the field. Only general person leave the field. You ever notice that?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a mindset. The
Okay.
fact that I own the trade, I feel like this is me. This belongs to me.
Yeah, because you have a passion for you grow a
Yeah.
passion doing it over the length of time.
A oil changer, will you leave and go start do something? No disrespect by using the term a oil changer, but you know what exactly I mean.
Yeah.
But is he a specialist? He will remain in that field forever.
Well, a lot of dealerships, well, manufacturers now they moved away from specialists, and this is why they have persons who are called now master technicians who does everything. Okay, because you go through the transition of being a technician to a certified technician to
I can
a
tell you
yeah.
your disadvantage is enough that a master technician will diagnose a problem within, call it 30 minutes. A specialist diagnose a problem by just looking at it. You understand the concept what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A master technician has to go through all of his checkpoints, Checkpoint A, check A, check B, check C, check D. The specialist has seen this several times. Nothing is new to him. He knows that he or should go directly to F. So master technicians are great, It saves dealership money. It saves them thousands of cash to have a master technician. However, when you have a specialist, you have less downtime. And if you notice car dealership, I can use Tesla as a typical example. You can take your car to your Tesla and it takes them a while to your diagnostic. If Tesla had your specialist, drivetrain specialist, suspension specialist, that's all that person do. Easy solve.
Yeah. Yeah, which is true because it comes with experience, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again, so these are some of the things that persons like yourself who have been in the industry for a considerable long time. How do we get this information out to the younger generation? I say, look, the sky is the limit of being a mechanic or eventually a technician because you can go into other fields. Okay, and I've always been mentioning this on my programs over and over and over that you can move away from be working in a dealership setting or a garage setting. You can go into aviation. You can go into locomotive transmission. You can go into servicing boats. You can go into
It's like
elevator, do servicing elevators, everything else because the basic knowledge is already there.
lack of knowledge caused that. Um, it has to start young. You have to, you have to, you have to instill in young persons from in high school per se. Say
Mhm.
the easier part to grasp these things easy is to start out in the automotive field, and from there you can move on to elevator. The average elevator mechanic earns 120,000 per year US.
Yes, yeah.
That's the basic person.
Mm.
That's the regular guy who goes there and put the elevator out of service and actually check a few nuts and bolts. I I am not talking about someone who you diagnose a problem or you're calibrating because elevator has you to be calibrated. After 1,000 go up, the cable probably stretch a micrometer stretch. So you have to calibrate it so that each time it actually stops flush to that
Mhm.
fifth floor. You stop on the fifth floor and I'm not stop quarter inch off or 1/8 off. You understand me?
Right.
So I'm talking about the regular guy. That's what he's earning. The
Mhm.
specialist now can take home 240, 250.
Yeah.
And this is no joke thing. This is regular thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe you. I believe you because I'm aware of it, and it's one of the reasons why I emphasize on it over and over and over. And I say, look, you don't want to get your hands dirty. You don't want to do all these things, but I also blame the dealerships out there who are not using the initiative to get out there and spread the word and educate everyone else that the sky is the limit. But they want to hold on to people, and as you know, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I can tell you something. An ex specialist who is your simple yet effective. It doesn't matter the season. The HVAC guy.
That's another one as
It doesn't
well. Yeah,
it
doesn't
doesn't
matter
matter
the season. Yeah,
it doesn't matter the season. He's more effective. Not to say a mechanic, a parts person, a parts a master mechanic isn't effective enough, but a HVAC person, he is effective right
yeah.
throughout it. Mass transit is on the rise again,
Mm.
and with mass transit, you have to have proper HVAC system. You either have to keep people cool or you have to keep people warm.
Warm. There you
Either,
go. Yeah,
yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
And he is effective. And it's not like then. The work is much more easier now. You want me to explain to you why?
Okay.
You have technology to aid You don't repair things again. Days gone by 15 years ago, a compressor failed, you would remove the pistons and get back and reseal it. Now you remove that compressor and replace it with either a remanufactured compressor or a brand new compressor
Brand.
and
Yeah.
send it forward to the dealer. So
Yeah.
it's not like first time where that HVAC person had to rebuild a system and all that. Those days are over. So the work is much more easier now.
Hmm.
But yet still you earn more now.
Yes, you do. You do.
You
Yeah.
get to me? It's
Yeah.
much more easier, but you earn a lot more now.
Hmm.
And you have technology to aid it to your diagnosis. So you don't have to even think too much.
Yeah.
diagnostic tool explain all the problems to you.
Everything, yeah, yeah, and that's going to be another program that I'm going to be doing shortly after this one. Is, I found an article. I'm going to elaborate on it a little bit more. How the technology has been assisting mechanics to diagnose and repair and
Yes,
troubleshoot
man.
far more efficient than what it was
Yes,
at
man.
least like 5 years ago, right? Because of how the technology is moving so fast.
You pinpoint the problem within 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Plug and,
Within
it's
five
just
minutes.
just plug and play and you move, yeah.
Yes.
But it leads me to the to the other question is, with all of that being said, what advice do you have for, the younger generation? Because we emphasize on that, like the options are limitless based on what they can do. But how do we motivate them to get into the field of these?
It's easy to motivate youths to go in the field. Young people like fast car, zoom zoom. You know that. And they like fast bikes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can use that as a motivational tool. If you want to get mechanics to come to your place, to come to your dealership, go on, go at your school before graduation and actually carry two sport car, two fast car, extremely fast car, rally type setup, and that will motivate young people, both boys and girls,
Mhm.
not just male alone,
Yeah.
but boys and girls are motivated by speed. You have some people that are motivated through your passion, as in specialists. They actually like the whole concept of the internal combustion engine, or they are fascinated by the fact that something so heavy can actually fly. You
Mhm.
have those people who are fascinated by the whole makeup itself. But on average,
Yeah.
speed and sports car motivate young people. Everybody likes something shiny and pretty and loud.
And load, of course.
It has to be loud.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to be loud. Definitely. Definitely.